frustrating for people who have to live with it. Men, it seems, are the main culprits. Women have to cover their ears and try to sleep through the din. Well, in the last of his special reports on sleep, Leon Hawthorne investigates a snore point.
A rude awakening. Tonight, 4.5 million people will nudge their bed partners, aggrieved and aggressive about the noise beside them.
Colin's snoring is very troublesome, it's very loud. It's so loud that you can hear it from one end of the house to the other.
All I know is I get beaten up most nights. And when I protest, she says, "You've been snoring." I haven't heard anything.
Not surprisingly, Colin spends most of his time in the spare bedroom. His snoring sounds bad, but the loudest recorded snore measured 92 decibels. That's the same as a pneumatic drill.
To have a constant noise waking you up can make you feel very angry indeed. And this is why some partners will say, "I kick him, I punch him," or "I storm out of the bedroom and slam the door."
For some, this sound can shatter a relationship. At London Marriage Guidance, they see hundreds of couples for whom the bedroom is not bliss.
By the time people come to us, I think they've begun to recognise that what may have started out as a snoring problem and provided, if you like, an excuse for sleeping in separate bedrooms is really more far-reaching than that.
People snore because at night their windpipe gets blocked up. They breathe heavily and the air pressure vibrates against the walls of their throat and trachea, creating a noise. Men are 3 times more likely to snore than women because women produce hormones which clear their airways. If you're overweight, smoke or drink, this adds to the problem. There are a few remedies. Nasal sprays clear blockages. Nostril dilators widen the passage of the nose.
Last year, I was finding it was tending to fly out because it's quite a springy little fella. And the cat, the first one, he found it on the duvet and chewed it up.
This simple operation can cure 2/3 of snorers by removing the loose tissue at the back of the patient's mouth. NHS doctors will only do this in acute cases. The treatment is similar to a new laser operation.
The laser procedure has a smaller effect because it seeks just to alter the vibrating pattern of one part of the throat, whereas this operation actually physically widens the airway and probably has a greater ability to stiffen the structures and prevent them vibrating and obstructing.
Frank thought he was a normal snorer, but doctors at Papworth Hospital told him he has a potentially killer illness known as sleep apnea. He stops breathing when he goes to bed.
They're struggling to get their breath when they're asleep, maybe holding their breath, making funny snorting or peculiar noises. Rather like snoring, but rather different to the ordinary accepted type of snoring.
Frank has to wear a gas mask like this to guarantee he'll wake up in the morning.
It made misery to my family, because I was worried that I was dying in my sleep.
Frank's chest and lungs get too weak to pump air when he's asleep. He stops breathing 100 times a night, snoring and spluttering to regain his breath. It can lead to excessive daytime tiredness. Doctors think sleep apnea is responsible for a large number of road traffic accidents and accidents at work.
I was a taxi driver. I had to give it up because it was dangerous to the public, innocent people, and myself and my family.
A sound like this will always be slightly funny, but 1 in 8 snorers has sleep apnea, and most don't know it. So don't laugh, the snorer next to you might just be choking in his sleep. This is Leon Hawthorne for London Tonight.
Well, if you'd like some advice on snoring, and I imagine some of you are desperate for it, can you please call the British Snoring and Sleep Apnea Association? Their helpline number is 0737 557 997. That's 0737 557 997. Their lines are open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m.